Well, hi and welcome to Tina and Friends. I'm Tina Trenner and my friends are going to be here in just a couple minutes. You know, there's some really interesting things every single day. Every single day you wake up, it's something new. There was a time in America when you actually didn't have all this drama. The government wasn't in your life on a daily basis, and there weren't people slithering out from under rocks creating all kinds of problems. I don't know what they've been doing under those rocks, but for some reason, the current administration seems to have emboldened them, and they just think they'll just come out from under their rocks and stick their heads up a little higher. But the good news is we now know who they are. And every day we're finding out just a little bit more about who they are, those un-American so-and-sos that want to take our country down. Yes, they do. If you're paying attention, you know that. And if you're not paying attention, wake the hell up. I'm not kidding you. Wake up. It is 1 minute to 12. We don't have very much time left to save this country. They say about 80% of the folks in this country consider themselves religious and that they believe in God. And most of them claim to be Christian. 7% say they're atheists. Yet atheists seem to be everywhere. Where in the hell are they coming from? They've got lawsuits and complaints. They complain if you have a nativity scene in your town square. They don't want a cross in your yard. They don't want you to say, "In God we trust," or anything about God in the national anthem, in anything you do. Just do not bring up God, because 7% of the people will be offended. Drop dead. Okay? That's my message to you. Drop dead. Did you know that there was a beautiful cross? It was a memorial to all of the people who died in World War I, and it was in the Mojave Desert, way out in the middle of nowhere, sitting up on top of a pile of rocks. It was beautiful, and it made people happy. It was a memorial to those who died to keep us free. Well, one of those 7% that just hate everything brought a lawsuit because they didn't want to look at that cross. So they covered the cross. They covered it with boards. Isn't that scary? A cross. What does a cross mean to a Christian nation? And it's covered with boards. What does that say to you? It gives me goosebumps to think about it. But guess what? Wonder of wonders. The court said they can have the cross there. I'm amazed. But the court actually stood up for the right thing. Told the atheist to pound sand and said, "Hey, you can have your cross." So they climbed up there on the pile of rocks and took the wood down off of that cross. And there it stood in its glory and its beauty again to honor the people that died to keep us free. Well, like I said, every morning you wake up and you just find out one more thing. I guess one of the 7% climbed the rocks and took down the cross and took it away. Now, I've got to think that the list of who might have done that's pretty short, and I certainly hope that they find them soon. But you know, shame on you. Shame on you. They couldn't get it down by using our courts and by just destroying our courts, which of course the ACLU has been doing for years and years. And I'm sure it was an ACLU lawyer that went up there and sued the folks for having that cross. But guess what? They didn't win. So, in an effort to destroy everything, they stole it. As if we didn't know who they were before, we now know who they are now. Yes, we do. Scum. 7% of the people in this country are helping to destroy it. Now, I know there's more because we've got Marxists coming out from under the rocks everywhere in school boards, in town boards, and just everywhere. But that's something we're going to talk about later in the show. We're going to be talking about the insurance thing again. I mean, we're back to that because it just doesn't go away and it's getting worse and worse. And we're wondering if these lawsuits that the states have filed are going to work. Some people say yes, some people say no. Of course, I want to be optimistic and say, yes, it will work. But I don't know. It's 1 minute to 12, and we better wake up America. I'll be right back.